All right, guys, fire away.
Welcome, Montez. Thanks for doing this. Can you just tell us about the first chance to be out there as a team for practice, what coach told you, and then what it was like?
Yeah, it feels good. He talks every day about attitude, preparation, and effort, and just the team coming together as a family. So it just felt great being back with my brothers and my teammates, old guys, and meeting the newcomers also.
And then for you personally, can you tell us about your off season, maybe what you did, what you worked on, and where you feel you're at coming into this year?
Well, I mean, I just watched a lot of film over the off season, kind of worked on what I felt need to work on, pass rushing, run stopping, and just getting a little bit bigger for this 4-3 defense that we about to introduce. So yeah, I feel pretty confident going into this season, just learning from my mistakes and stuff from last year.
Hey, it says Sam Fournier with the Washington Post. Last year, you said you were brought here to kind of get sacks. I wonder, with the new coaching staff, with kind of the new personnel you have in the room, do you still feel like sacks are your number one priority?
I mean, the win is the most important thing as a team, but I mean, every D lineman loves to get sacks. I mean, that's definitely a highlight of my play. So yeah, I definitely still want to go get sacks.
For sure. I guess, do you think that's still the coaching staff's number one responsibility for you? Is that the thing that they want you focusing on as well?
I mean, the main thing up front that they're preaching is just attack. Just want to attack.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey Montez, John Kahn, ESPN. What did you learn as a pass rusher last year that can help you this season?
I mean, I learned a lot of things, just how tackles was gonna block me and how I need to study going into the game. Just winning with speed and stuff like that is not gonna really work most of the time. You have to get moves. You have to define your technique.
Everybody talks about the impact Chase Young can make, but what can you make as an impact on the other side? And as you're still a young pass rusher yourself.
I mean, everybody has a role to play. I think if everybody does their job, then the sky's the limit for this group.
Thank you.
Montez, Nikki Jabal with the Washington Post. Given the production you had in the 4-3 at Mississippi State, how do you feel about transitioning back to that with Jack Del Rio?
I'm excited. Jack's really letting us get out there this year. But yeah, I'm excited.
You mentioned trying to get bigger for this scheme. Are you able to say like what did you do specifically, and where's your weight at now?
I mean, just adding a couple more protein shakes after the workout. Just kind of watching your daily eating. Just make sure you're getting the right carbs you want to get in and stuff like that. I feel like I'm a couple of pounds bigger than I am than last year. The important thing is keeping it throughout the year.
Thanks.
Go ahead, JP. I don't think Rhiannon's here.
Hey, Montez, thanks for joining us. You talked about watching a lot of tape. I'm curious, just now that you're almost a full year past it, how did you rate your rookie season?
I mean, I definitely didn't live up to my expectations and my standards. But I mean, it was a learning year for me, and I learned a lot, and I just want to show that what I learned coming up this next year.
So, what are kind of those expectations for year two?
I mean, basically, get better numbers that I had last year for one. I mean, just hone in more on my techniques and what I'm supposed to do as a 4-3 DN.
Thank you.
Hey Montez, Ben Standig with The Athletic. A lot's been made about the fact that there is a new coaching staff, particularly on the defensive side. I'm just curious, what's been your take on these guys as teachers, particularly Jack Del Rio?
I mean, of course, he has a lot of experience in the game as a former player and a guy who's gotten to the Super Bowl. I mean, you just want to trust. You just want to trust those guys that's teaching you these techniques and let it play out on the field.
And I know obviously you guys haven't done a ton yet on the field, but just looking around when you see some of the guys, who looks different? Who's kind of standing out to you right now among your fellow players?
I mean, everybody looks good. I mean, I don't think any rookie came back looking the same that they did last year, and just all the guys that we added from Chase to Kendall. I like what I see.
Thanks.
Hey Montez, when you were watching your rookie season, what did you kind of notice from the second half of the year? You had 5.5 sacks in 8 games versus the first half. What was kind of the biggest thing that clicked for you?
I mean, I guess throughout any season, through every other game, you just you look at the tape from last week and you just think about how you can get better week in and week out. So I tried to do that last year throughout the whole season, and I just hope to do that again this year. Just get better week in and week out. You can never really stay the same.
Was there an aspect of your game that became stronger over those last couple of weeks, like whether you were using your length better or anything like that?
I feel like I developed more of a rush plan going into the games than I had more earlier in the year, where I was just kind of just coming in, just trying to win, and I think moving more out during the season, I was coming in with a rush plan and just seeing what that guy likes to do and what he doesn't like to do. And also, we kind of some of those guys we played at the first half of the season, we playing them again, so I kind of knew some of their tendencies and stuff like that.
Thanks.
Morning, Montez. Pete Haley with NBC Sports Washington. We've heard from a couple coaches that the plan is to kind of rotate you guys at pass rusher. What do you make of that plan? Are you someone who's cool with that, or would you rather kind of be on the field every snap if they let you?
I mean, I want to play every down if I can, but I want the best guy to do the best job on the field at all times. So I mean, if I need a blow, if Kerrigan need a blow, if Chase need a blow, if Ryan need a blow, I'm happy to give him a blow. So just gonna run.
You kind of discussed how the rookies from last year all look different this year. We're all kind of interested in Dwayne's jump from year 1 to year 2 specifically. What have you seen out of him, and what differences do you most notice out of the quarterback?
I mean, the physical aspect is cool. I mean, he dropped some weight and stuff like that, but I'm more the growth I've seen from him is his mental focus. He's focusing more. I mean, he's in the building a lot earlier, more than he used to be. So I just like his mental growth more than anything.
Thank you.
Jerry, you're muted.
Hey Ted, it's Darren Haynes, WSA 9. Just curious, I mean, today was the first day you guys put on the helmets, and obviously the helmets look different. I'm just wondering, what was the reaction when you see your teammates or even yourself with the number on the helmet, the different swag you guys have now?
I mean, everybody looks the same. We're all a team. I mean, I think the biggest thing that we take from it is soon we're going to be putting them shoulder pads on, and soon we're going to be banging heads. So that's the thing that I kind of took from it.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Hey Montez, it's Jarrett Bell from USA Today. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good. So much different than last year when I met you at training camp. Obviously, with the pandemic and the protocols associated with that, what has that experience been like, from the daily testing to wearing the contact tracers to everything that is involved? And second part of the question would be whether or not you have tried the face shield and if you're going to wear it or not.
I mean, it's definitely different getting up every day, taking a corona test, getting your temperature taken. But I mean, when you want to play this game, when you want to play this sport, you go through those protocols, whatever you have to do to get on the field. And as far as the shield, I mean, I didn't have a shield on today, but I mean, I wouldn't shy away from it. Whatever we can do to stay the safest out there is what I'm going to do.
Do you have any particular concerns about playing amid the pandemic? Did you even think about opting out or anything?
I mean, it's always an option that I think every player should think about for their family and their well-being. But when it all comes down to it, when you love the sport that you play and love what you do, you're going to do anything to get out there.
Thanks a lot.
Hey Montez, it's Chris Russell from SI.com, 1067 fan. Thanks for doing this. When you look around at the talent that obviously you guys have on the defensive line specifically and the defense in general, do you set expectations for yourself statistically or for the team? Do you think that this team, if everybody reasonably stays healthy, could be a top 10 defense, or do you not even think about stuff like that?
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, we want to be as best as we want to be. I think the biggest thing is just we want to take a step up from last year. I mean, we're not going to be the number one defense in the country, but each and every week we can take those steps to be better and better.
And just real quickly for you, what did you you talked about developing more of a pass rush plan as the season went along and maybe some familiarity with opponents. What did you learn maybe most about yourself in your rookie year that maybe was a little bit different than either what you were expecting or what you were used to at Mississippi State?
I think more of a study in my opponent. I think I put moving later on into the season. I just started studying my opponent. More, studying the team more, their tendencies, the snap count, plays like to run out the most out of this formation, and just things of that sort.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hey, Chipper here. Montez, I've been seeing the D-line doing a lot of races on videos and pictures. How competitive are those getting, or are you impressed by some of them maybe catching up to your speed coming off the edge? Because it's pretty impressive seeing Payne and Settle get after it.
Yeah, I mean, we compete in everything we do, in a drill, from the get off to how many sacks we gonna get. So I mean, that competitive edge keeps us all on the edge, and I think it's gonna be it's a good contagious thing to have in the D-line room because everybody's gonna keep on getting better.
Thanks.
Can I follow up on, you said you had bulked up, but what was your playing weight last year and where are you at now?
I probably started the year probably about 260, 258, somewhere around there. But I mean, I ended the year probably a little bit under 250. Right now, I'm probably about 264, 265, and like I said, it's just important to maintain the weight throughout the year.
Nice. And then from a new position perspective, what are some of the things they're asking you to do that you obviously you've done these things before, but that you're really honing in on in the new look?
I mean, generally we're gonna have my hand in the dirt more so than I was last year. But I mean, other than that, we just playing football, still football.
All right. Thanks so much for your time.